do. Can I jump down here? Oh, you can, but you can't actually go very far.
You are playing above the global average.
Hi, Fern.
Statistically speaking, there are actually people playing worse than you.
How you doing today, dude?
Yeah, I'm planning on getting big screen. That's what that was originally what I wanted, and then I was like, well, that's way too expensive. And then, yeah, then I'm a second choice.
You okay today, Fern? Summon goo. Goo goo. I love the aesthetic of this ferality. I have lizard beans. Because I am lizard. It's just a different flavor bean. I am still very sore from yesterday. I can't jump back out. I need to fly out.
Normally can go for longer unless they have other plans. Like the Duro development I'm going to go to as well.
There's some beans for you, Fan.
I'm going to.
Healing beans.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Mm-hmm. I'm just seeing if this one was going. If any of you are also going to that dog one as well, or is it? Because I think anyone can go to it, can't they? Or is it literally just the dog?
No, anyone go to it. I went to the Nova Beast meetup yesterday.
I was gonna, but then I was too tired.
Oh, I was being dragged around by a friend. They were like, "Let's go Miss Person," and I'm like, "Okay."
I don't know if you're in the same world as someone named Sobi,
That's interesting.
but they're cool. They're good friends.
I don't think I've seen them.
Alright, so you went into
Your name was Sobi Bottle?
no, Sobi.
Yeah. Little robot creature. Purr.
I don't know if you got the auto invite or not, but I kind of just try and find. I want to do that for a while, so just try and find. I'll just join you.
Once Virality's over, I will jump back to Dauntless and I will be trying to get the event quests done. Is it a 4-stage event or is there more stages? This is cool. I like the little solar system. I'm pretty sure that's the planet we're on. Solara. I appreciate the watch streak, Van. This is a cool environment, though.
Damn it!
I like that. Risk of oops. High voltage, risk of frowns guaranteed. Oh, the goofy warning signs. Yeah. I'm just exploring around.
No, damn it, damn it.
No! I will not have a tail rip-off redeem. My tail. It is not getting torn off. It's not entirely true that about the tail growing back, because yes, it technically grows back, but it grows back as a scar tissue. I think I'm too small for this vehicle. Oh. I can go on the sidecar. I like to be small. Because I'm not. There. Jump back to that pin. Around. I am somewhere around. Hole. And the stream's dead for me. I mean, that does actually look quite nice. Although, if it was me, I think I prefer that. Minus that. Gross. Da, da, da.
There's not much going
I'm
on
just
tomorrow.
seeing like. No, not really. And then Monday's like the last day technically. Well, Tuesday's like fully the close day for us, anyways. But Dealer Den's apparently going to be open till 6 now
No.
on Wednesday for us, anyway. Like
Okay.
it's UK being because it got
Ramen.
cancelled on Friday because of some
Hot
technical
dog.
issues and stuff. Because we just pushed it right. It's opening at 7
Hmm.
at 5.
Is it hot
So
top screen?
20 minutes, and then hopefully they're not rescheduling it, but from 5 onwards till Wednesday at 6 in the morning, it's going to be Dealer Den open.
Ah,
It
so
looks
you can't
okay.
go back down
I don't
that
know.
way.
I don't know if they pushed it back already or whatnot. Which I'm checking.
I'll just break my legs.
Checking, yeah. No, it still says 5.
Well, if we're going on a dog meetup, we should probably go around now so that we can make it.
I do like the junk desert punk aesthetic.
There's a bunch of it's just a black screen.
You said that.
It feels like she was riding them. This is back at the start. Me. I was wondering if there's anything behind the vault door. No climbing. Boo. Excuse me. Where? Where? Waiting for one of the events to be up. Lots of mechanical squirrels in here.
I guess saw me laying in bed and was like, ew. Why? I don't know. I just said that one to you as well.
Заканчивается уже.
And like slowly
Она была просто
sidestepped out of
после
the way.
хардбастера. Хардбастер
How rude.
отстаивал.
Это Хардбас? Я просто не знаю.
Нет, нет,
Типа,
нет.
похож на Хардбас? Ладно. Назвал это Хардбасом.
папу из головы. Ну, типа того, только американская, да. И вот после этого UK Garage вообще, ну, А чё там за метап сейчас, аудиофугу? Погнали, долго метап. Чё?
Собака? Собака, он собака, это собака.
Hello, imbecile.
Yeah, I don't have a server on Discord.
Ну,
I
щас
don't
мне задержишь
think
30 миллисекунд.
I'd be able to moderate it myself very well, and yeah, I'm too socially inept to
Вот, блядь.
try and run a server for
На
myself.
минималках.
Oh, you're right there. How we doing? Let me see these on.
Just
Apple.
saw you were online
Давай,
there for
почему
some
на
reason.
экране-то
I wanted to
нормальная?
respond. As I was waiting for the next event to start anyway, I decided to wait here, hoping to, well, be able to see you again.
I've been looking.
Yeah, it's
I've
a
been
skill
looking
issue.
for what is it? The fish. Hang on. The duckfish. There's maybe a duckfish around here somewhere. We have one in every reality, but I'm
Mushrooms.
I've been looking for it all afternoon.
Pretty good.
I didn't know
That's
about it.
good.
Yeah, it's
I
basically
felt
just like a
dumb this
duckfish thing.
morning because last
That's
night
what
I
people end up
sent
looking
you
for when
and
they're running around.
Mel a couple of
The
invites
duckfish.
so that I could sleep, and didn't think of it until this morning that you could have
Yeah,
been in
so I'm on the hunt
this
for it.
world, which I
So,
would have needed to
Have you
go online
Well, if you go in, is it alright?
and request an invite to that.
Hello,
Should we,
cool
Good.
cat.
meet
How are you doing today?
again?
I'm good.
Mess with
Whee.
trying to get this one to
So it wasn't until like a couple hours ago.
look somewhat decent.
You having a good day today? Mwah. I've just been looking around the hub because I didn't get a chance to look around it yesterday because I had been at a gig all day, and when I got home, I was in a lot of pain. I still am. But I hope you're having a good day today.
Nice and high, reaching up above your head. Gonna pull your shoulders back, and then gonna drop them out to the sides.
I think I've seen most of what the hub has to offer visually.
Stretch. And that brings us to our close.
Time to do what I do best and get where I'm not meant to go. Come on, there's got to be a gap somewhere. Have they actually managed to patch in? Because that's kind of cool. I want to kind of get to that dome. Come on, there's got to be a gap somewhere. Found it. I made it to the dome. Just can't get into the dome. Or can I? No, I'm just back in the actual area now. I will get into the dome. It is very bright. It is very bright. Now, can I find a way inside? I think there might be a teleporter to get into the dome. Looking at it, because there is actually quite a lot of stuff in there.
Time travel.
Yeah, time travel 1 hour into the future without knowing it.
You're getting kicked post-death now because you missed his head.
Wow. Honestly, the things I just remember because I have a look at the schedule again. I remember Sari was interested in neurodivergence meetup because it has people with HHG and a few others. But he did say he was kind of interested in that one, and after that one, there's a people or something, so
Yeah. So it's not. He's not all going to
Slides it
varieties,
on,
so-
and he puts it on backwards.
It's me, and I
His
think-
hands back.
Yeah, fair enough.
Actually backwards on his hand.
And
when
he also
plays.
has the trackers on his guitar to know
Mhm,
exactly
the
how much
ones
it
on
is.
the headstock.
Oh yeah, that's a big.
Yeah, I've
And on
seen
the- one
some
on the
people
bottom.
do that and resonate
Yeah, one on the
where
end.
they're attracted to an object.
Mm-hmm. Hi,
Yo.
Volman.
How you doing, dude?
I am
Doing
going to
pretty
blap
good.
You. I'm going to blap you so hard. Here,
Oh.
have you seen this new asset?
He's gonna get.
Hang on.
It's a new.
Smells
It's a
good.
new Pharrell. Yes, that's in the.
I
in
need
the
to enable you.
works.
Oh, that's cool.
Smell it. It smells like sand.
Yeah, because earlier I smelled and went, and it got sand in my nose.
Dogget.
What do you want?
Dogget.
That's the snake
Dogget.
thing.
Hey, Dogget.
Yes.
Dogget.
Yes.
Dogget.
Mango was saying about it.
Yes.
Dealer's Den?
Pearson opens today.
Yeah, it's cute because if you when it falls asleep after a few seconds, you can boop it on the news and it'll wake up.
2
Oops,
3
the
days.
snoot.
Boop the schnoodle. Boop the noodle.
No, I said
the
how
danger
late
noodle.
is it going to be today? Is it actually going to open on
Maybe
time or
the
is it going to be
noodle.
2 hours late?
That is cool.
Yes.
Of course, it's local for when you boop them.
My body refused to let me stay up after midnight. It either had to get off
Jesus.
or I'll crash and sleep here.
Now I can hear.
Yeah, because they took it off the schedule. So
I didn't realize
I'm reading the
Well,
writing on the literal wall.
I don't know. I think my audio completely.
Mhm.
Saturday 6 p.m. for me. So it
It's like
Yeah.
I think
Should be,
it's
like,
cute when
in
it's
2
this small
minutes,
because
but
you
that
can make
ain't
them
happening,
bigger and put
so-
them like up further on your arm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think right there
No
is just
audio on
fine.
request,
Of course, I'm gonna have to
please.
angle them a little bit better. He's
Yeah,
slightly
12
into my arm.
Is in 2 minutes.
There we go. Now it's
The
fine.
little Pip Boy thing's cool as well, because
Good
I know it's a
old
sponsor
restart.
thing.
well, it's
Like the Pip Boy thing here.
The
they
what?
are actually planning on opening it.
Looks like a Pip
I
Boy
thought
from
this was
Fallout.
fresh
They're
glass.
testing right now. They have instances.
I think
open
this-
for-
That is sponsor.
For
opening today.
is it a sponsor?
Shocking.
That's to do with the
Huh.
drone, which is sponsor.
Yeah, I know the drone sponsor. Sadly, and I know this part is also a sponsor.
Yeah, shaky pads. Shaky? Spiky?
I could have swore though that was at least first.
Well, if the fucking dealer's den actually opens, you want to go to it, Chris?
What?
If the dealer den actually opens?
Oh, the dealer is still not open? Jesus Christ.
No, it's a day late.
Is it here?
$10 short.
I mean,
What do you
it
want
was
for
the same
Christmas,
issue
little
last
boy?
year. The dealer's
I
den
want the
kept
dealer's
getting
den.
delayed.
I want the dealer's den
You know,
too. Because I know of at least 3 meetups.
It's ironic how
3
they
people
said
that are
that they
gonna
had a
be there
year to
having
work on
meetups
it,
in
and
front of their
that was the
booth.
only
Milo's
thing that
one
was
of 'em. I
actually
would've gone
done
hug him.
and finished. And here we are.
Your is a fucking meme mode.
See whatever you typed just now.
So I'm assuming they're also gonna probably
Here before we-
possibly do what they did last year, and have the dealer's den open for maybe 2 more days after the event. Since
Probably.
it got delayed heavily like it did last year.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, last year they
Now,
left it up for a whole nother week. Afterward.
Oh, was it a whole
Yeah,
week? Okay.
so-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. They might have it open again a little bit later after the event.
For
Rubby,
like,
rubby,
stuff that
rubby,
they can't
rubby,
see what they're
rubby,
typing over their
rubby.
head. Turn it
Alright,
out.
yeah, check
I
it
still
out.
like
knew
how
you
I
would
was
become
so-
a frickin' you would become more of a
I
menace
was
the
so
second you
lazy
get
with
full
my
body.
toggles and stuff to make it, so I just really
I'm not
made
mad.
everything on one toggle.
I am
Except for the
totally
glasses. The
normal.
glass
I
stayed
behave
on. I
just
didn't
like
make a
any
toggle. And,
other person would behave.
he does have his own separate toggle, but I keep him on because come on.
Yeah.
I am
cool.
behaving just like any other normal
must
would behave.
boop, 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 boop.
I know.
Boop, 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 boop.
Like, I love
boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, I just made it all one toggle.
Wait a
'cause I
minute,
was
wait a
just
minute, wait a minute.
lazy.
If I boop this snake, what happens if I boop this 10 times?
Oh Jesus.
He sneezes.
Oh.
One, two. Yes.
You okay there,
I am
Duncan?
being not safe for work.
Are you having another seizure? Do you need medical assistance?
Blah. It's still fun. It was funny because he got to witness it.
pictures,
But I
please.
apparently at the lobby, I stood at the very edge. I guess a certain way that people liked because I stood kind of like
Yeah.
this.
You were like
over
standing
the edge,
stoic
and
on the edge.
someone
and people came
someone
up
down
like,
below
"Oh
saw
my
me,
God, this guy
and they immediately
relaxed,
like had
oh
to
my God."
respawn. They took a photo. They came to go find me so they could find my Twitter just so they could send me the photo.
Yeah.
So like you were standing there
Here's
so
me,
good.
like with 2 toggles, and I've become a thirst trap.
Fuck's sake.
I mean, they took a pretty nice photo. I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty good photo.
Nice.
I'm gonna be posting a lot of photos in
What
the
are you looking
server.
at, Douglas? What are you looking at? What are you looking at there, Douglas?
Nothing.
Hey, Nova.
What's going on? How you been?
I'm okay.
It's it is doable, not comfortable.
Good.
Like right now,
I'm lurking
the
in
way
your
I'm set up, if I were to
stream as
play, I
well,
would
by the
just
way.
drop my controllers and it's fine because with
Your-
the Quest
your
Pro, there's
what?
that huge
I've
gap
been
underneath, and I
lurking
can still
your
see my
stream.
keyboard. So.
Oh. My stream.
But I'm
Oh, hang
also
on.
like still waking up, so
Different Nova.
it's not really doable.
I'm not.
Yeah. I'm about to say, I haven't been streaming yet.
Oh well.
I did not spend.
Good. So how you been?
I've been
Been
okay.
up to lately?
Had a gig yesterday, so I'm
Ooh.
I'm very sore.
You're very toy.
We left
How
at
did it go
7
yesterday?
in the morning and got home at like gone midnight.
Ooh.
I
Oh lordy.
Pretty much.
All day of playing, that would kill anybody.
I overheard him last night fucking go
Luckily, most of the time was
he was
travel.
Like, if you don't open the dealer's den
but-
tomorrow on time,
Yeah.
he's off the
Okay. So where you played at?
We were on a
I have
steamboat.
never. I have never.
A steamboat?
heard Danny
Yeah.
talk like that.
So we're playing on a
I
steamboat.
don't
That
even
sounds.
Because we do
I
sea
have
shanties.
never
That
heard
sounds
him
cool.
talk like that before.
Ooh.
Whenever I go
Oh, let me do a
pass through,
sea shanty.
just throws my IK like 3 feet
You
out.
don't get to where he's at without having that in you, but I've never heard it publicly. Yeah.
I'm gonna jump to the martial arts thing because I've been waiting for that because one of my friends is running it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a
Oh,
whole.
okay.
Not martial arts.
Well, that's something that we stop by.
latency.
Yeah. No.
What was it called?
He was.
Schedule.
So.
Yeah, the
Pretty much
low
everybody
latency
else who I've spoken to
choreography
who's,
breakdown in the
previous
chat.
friends of mine off the team.
Okay.
A good 80% of them that I've spoken to
Right.
are like, yeah,
I
we're
shall be
leaving
jumping
after
over
this
to that.
event because a lot of them do not like. What?
It's good to see you again,
Oh,
dude.
it's messing
do
with
not
me.
like the way,
Good to see you
the way
too.
they've been
Catch you there,
treated.
man.
Yeah.
I'll catch you there, Chris.
Lars is leaving, Roxy's leaving.
Have a good one.
Someone's a creative team is leaving. I'm planning on seeing if I can take that to an advantage mine and stuff. Going to see
Mhm.
because now we are.
I got the wrong Nova. I fucked up.
Damn.
With that out of the way,
I missed
we are
it.
going to get started with our process.
Seen him.
So, starting off, with the general things that you're going to need, it's important to know that you're going to make sure
Oh,
Checking this with a full marsh.
it just died for me.
that you're going to want to need to have
Oh,
a
no, it's
video
back.
capture software as a way to be able to document references.
There we go.
This is more so like an optional step unless you're going to make something that's more specifically tailored to what you're doing. Otherwise, you could also just work from like, let's say if there's like recreation of like a video that you want to do, you could also work from that as well, and you could skip part of that, at least for the recording process. Secondly, you'll need to make sure you have a video editing software of any kind. Does not matter too much on what it specifically is. You got your DaVinci Dissolve, Premiere Pro, you got your Final Cut Pro. Doesn't necessarily matter, any video editor of any kind. Thirdly, you need a sound editing software, something that you can look at in by time as opposed to like beats per minute, so and such. If they have settings, you can
Yeah,
adjust
that's
to
my friend
see
Legend.
how things can be looked at for like a millisecond standpoint. You'll want something like that. Things like Audacity or GarageBand in my case. And then lastly, this final one is only for those who are body actors. You'll need at least a $5 license to SoundPad. You won't need it yourself if you were just going to be the camera operator, but if you are also going to act along with the actors, you will need at least a $5 license to SoundPad, which is what we use. But we'll be going into depth about why we specifically use SoundPad, at least at the time of our research. So, starting off, what is an audio script? To start off, An audio script is the name of it's the name of our system that we use, that we've created to be able to line up people across different areas. And it's a process to understand where we make use of auditory cues that are set up in a very on-rail manner. So that way people can't really rely on having to approximate for how long or how short like 500 milliseconds is, 300 milliseconds is, because that's specifically what you're looking for whenever you're doing this sort of thing. Whenever you're working with choreography from people all over the world, you're like really looking for that millisecond precise thing. You're really trying to get those actors as close as you possibly can without having one be slightly off and then saying, oh, just wait half a second, while the human imperfections make it really hard to know specifically how long half a second is. When you're making your audio script, you want to make sure that you have some distinct sounds going into it. We want to make sure you have one specific sound to help alert the actors of like what's to prepare before
Nope.
the beginning of your motion, and then also another sound that you'll need to identify the apex of when a motion is at its peak. In some cases, it's your fight choreography, or in other cases, if you're handshaking, it could be like the way of how your hands are changing direction at the same time. It's good to have these two sounds be relatively different. That way, the actors are able to rely entirely on how they hear it and how they sound different. We'll be going into that process more in detail later on. To kind of start off on this, I have a little bit of a demonstration working along with Palm Tubs and Zircon. So I'm going to give them a little bit of some choreography. I have a 3 marker here on my avatar. You should see that on the screen that's presented there. I'm going to be giving them a very simple choreography exercise that they're going to do. So let's say for both of these actors, both of you are in orthodox, but both of your left foot's front. Let's see. Palm Top, let's have you do a right hook up to here. Zircon, you can block up there with your left forearm. This will be mark number 1. So blocking up here for 1. For 2, Palm Top, you'll come low to the abdomen here to the side. Also blocking low for 2. And let's say for 3, Zircon will have you retaliate. So I'll have this be a deadly color. Right there, line your face up to that, and Palm Top, you will flinch for this one. This will be number 3. All right, go ahead and practice that with the audience. We'll have that be a left back fist. Why not?
Hello.
Okay. Okay, so that's the space I have. Okay, and.
All right, so now what I have the actors doing, practicing with the audio scripts, these actors have audio scripts that they haven't listened to yet because I wanted them to go through some of the practicing process of what they're going through right now. What they are doing is that they are using the software SoundPad to be able to play a select sound of nonverbal beeps and chimes to be able to indicate when their motions are to start and when they are supposed to be at their apex. The marker that we use is really handy in being able to have a dual perspective numbering system. It doesn't do it good justice from this perspective because it's only meant to be seen from 2 specific sides instead of it being like a 3D thing. But they are essentially practicing it. The idea is you want to fully ignore the other person you're working with. Well, our method for low latency choreography does help to mitigate the way of how actors can specifically act between each other. It will not get rid of latency between the actors, because this is a way of how latency works, because there's 3 perspectives to it. There is the sender, the receiver, and the observer. This is something I'll go more in depth about once we get later on into our process as they're continuing to practice. One of the reasons why we make use of these audio scripts and why we make use of sound cues, and also the reason why we make use of SoundPad is because as opposed to playing sounds through our microphone, where there can be some offsets in the way of how there are gaps interpreted through BRC speech, when a file is played on your computer, it's going to stay consistent. And I mean, assuming you have a computer that was made from the current generation, I don't imagine much systems would be able to falter from having a sound playing through your ear. But the idea is that these actors are going to be acting and ignoring each other, focusing entirely on the lines that I have drawn for them.
Yeah, that was a good way to
fighters, if you are ready. That's a yes. Zircon, you ready to go?
Yes.
All right, both of you at your hotkeys. All right, and I'll be going in a little more in depth about all these other smaller components. This is just our first demonstration. Fighters, here we go. Now on the hit markers. 3, 2, 1, go. Remember to mute. Very good, very good. Once more for the crowd. Alrighty, and here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Eikö niillä ole joku semmonen niinku... Semmonen mikä...
Very cool, very cool. And also, fighters, just for a little bit of perspective, since I know some people will probably be curious, go ahead and just illustrate which time zone you're in so people get an idea about where we are in the world. Starting with you, Palm Top.
Eastern Standard Time.
Ei kumpikaan niissä ole, niin se tulee se...
Which is summertime.
Sitten ne laittaa se samaan aikaan päälle.
So we got a fair bit of distance between these actors, which I think is really, really neat. But now, going on to our next slide, we're going to talk a little bit about what does an before that, some examples of our choreography don't extend to just general 3-hit choreography. It can also have more dynamicacies because of the fact that it is a sound file. You can work bit by bit on like how fast or how intricate the gaps end up being, instead of having something that some people tend to use, such as like metronomes, where it ends up being so rhythmic and you can almost kind of predict when actions tend to happen. But next thing to actually showcase is about what an audio script specifically sounds like. What do these actors specifically listen to? And that's what our next slide is going to be about. Slide number 7 of video. If we can get that going. You should be hearing a bunch of sounds as well as a little thing that will come up.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Alrighty. So that's an idea of what an audio script sounds like. It sounds a little vague, but I'm going to be going over some of the parts of like what parts mean what and why we have certain things in certain areas. Okay, so before I go on to this next slide, I am also going to very, very briefly draw an audio script, getting a little bit closer for time. So I'm going to head over to this other side of the side here. I'll get back to the panel in a moment. I just want to very briefly touch on the components of what makes an audio script. To start off, we have very specific cues that stand out for our actors and what they specifically mean. This red bar that I am drawing here, I want you to kind of imagine this like the timeline of an audio script. This first, these green lines that I'm placing right here, hang on. I'm not sure if the camera can see me from this angle. I can drag this a little bit if I need to. Or you know what, hold on. Fighters, switch positions with me. Here, I'll scoot it over here.
The one that hosted.
Oh, no, hang on. Chasing the camera a little bit. My bad. No. my bad. Okay, I'm here now. Okay, anyway. So, here is a look at our audio script, for example. So you would have the initial starting beat. This is the first thing that plays about 1 second into your audio script. This is to help your actors understand. They press the hotkey for their audio script and it is beginning to play. This little bit here, which has 4 specifically spaced out beeps, which is to help to give the actor a general reminder of what speed the audio script is going at. Generally, we work between 500, 400, and very rarely 300 millisecond gaps. Before we get into the actual audio script, where it does not start until later, where before every hit marker, we place another beep that corresponds to the same gap in speed to here. So if we set the speed between each audio scripts to be about 500 milliseconds in gap in distance, the distance between the rest of the audio script is going to be about 500. So the distance between first beep and the hit mark is going to be 500. Any other ones 500, 500, and it will continue on from there. But I'll be touching more on that as I continue on with our presentation. But let's talk a little bit about creating the audio scripts.
There we go.
The very first thing you want to do is you want to find out what speed you're going to go at. The best way that you're going to want to do this is you want to be able to have some sort of reference you can go off of. Generally, I prefer if you're able to record yourself, being able to do these motions. Not only because it's a good habit to also for you to get a process of understanding what the actors have to go through, but to also get an idea about space limitations and how like everything feels when you're moving around with your equipment. It's very important to do this and record individual motions that have the most influence. Like, let's say, for example, you're having like a one person fighting two other people. You would only realistically need to capture the spot for the one person that's having the most interactions, and then you would just formulate your audio script to accommodate for the other people that are also simultaneously working. But those people would also have specifically catered audio scripts for them. You just have a general baseline of what you're going off of. You would just need to do this for every single scene that you have a thing for your choreography for. Going on to our next slide, this is an example of like what what it would look like when you're recording it. You want to record it with like a little bit of a gap in the beginning, which I'll talk about in a bit. Just a general striking toward the air, get an idea of what your moves have to be. Nothing has to be fast. You're able to experiment with your speed. Not everything has to be in rules of threes. You can always experiment with like having up to 10 hits, push it beyond that if you want. You can go 5 hits. Let's say you have like 2 hits and then you have like a really long gap and then you have 3, 4, 5 and so and such. The customizability of the fact that it's an audio file means that we have a lot of leeway in how we are able to approach our choreography. Next, we should have another video on our 10th slide. This is an example of when you have like your side by side. On the top right shot, you have an example of like the references that I took and how they lined up with the rest of the actors. If we could just play that again really quickly, if you don't mind. For the again, the top right is essentially the one that I was acting for. And the middle ground, which was Romeo, is the person that's essentially mirroring the motion that I did with the choreography that I had created. And essentially, it's giving him a baseline of like what the speed's going at without needing to see anything, which is why we make use of auditory cues. All right. But now, after you have recorded all of your motions and you're ready to go on to the next step, now you want to start to take all of the video clips that you have taken and you want to throw that into a video editor of any kind. Anything, obviously, that can just play back and just look at audio. And this is the part where you want to make sure that you have a very specific sound to use as your your marker or your indication of when your motions are at their apex. In our case, we like to use just like a general Call of Duty hit marker sound effect because we think it's very short, very detached, very particular. Our actors are very able to distinguish it between the beeps that we use because they're 2 very different sounds. And you'll just use this for any kind of video editing program that you'll be working with. And going into the program,
I was harassing Mango with
it's not
biddies.
required to be Final Cut Pro. You just need to have anything that can look at things from like a seconds, milliseconds standpoint, mostly just seconds. But the very first thing you want to do is at the very start, you want to make sure that you start off with a bit of a gap before the motions of your first hit. You're going to be working off of visuals, going bit by bit through your video, filtering through which bits, like say you're throwing your punches, or if you're having a handshake, for example, going up, down when your momentum's changing, observing that, and you're going to be placing down all of your hit markers on those specific points. But you want to make sure you want to give yourself at least 6 seconds before the very first hit marker. So like in that video that showed before where it was me in that blue space, there was a bit of a gap before I actually threw that punch. It's the same premise here when you're going in the video. Just align the beginning of your video to be cut until the very 6th second mark when you actually have it begin. We're going to be putting some stuff in that 6-second mark to once we get to the actual more specific audio script creation process. But you'll essentially go through every little bit for the rest of your video, continuing to place markers all throughout the parts where you're having these impacts. And another benefit, if you have multiple recordings, you can also just make these in bulk. Just make sure you continue to abide by the 6-second intro rule, just like before, how it's starting from 0 seconds goes up to 6 seconds. Let's say that's like a 10-second clip overall. Then that means we're starting from the 10-second part. So if we want to have that 6-second gap, then we just count ahead 6 seconds, make sure that our first impact of our second shot should happen at the 16-second mark because that's 6 seconds ahead of 10 seconds. If you're working them in bulk, just continue going off of that process. Make sure you abide by having a little gap that's there. Make sure you apply that for every individual audio strip when you're working on them in bulk. And when you do export it as well, make sure that there should be no other sounds when you're exporting it as a video file, because we're going to be looking at waveforms for the next component when we go into the audio creation process. But now, speaking of, now we're going to talk a little bit about working on turning it into an audio script, because now this is like step number 3, because we went from recording the motions, placing the points of interest, and now we're going to make the rest of it, where we're going to be putting in the alerts, if you want to call it that. The preview cues are what we call them. This is where you will start to work off from a sound editing software, either Audacity or GarageBand. Does not necessarily matter, as long as it's something that can
This plate must not be calibrated to someone of your generous.
because we want to be as precise as we can.
I'll add a few zeros to the maximum weight. You look great, by the way. Very healthy.
We use just a regular sensor beat.
How are you
because,
today,
again,
Mouse?
it's
Hope you're doing
short,
well.
it's articulated. I would honestly recommend against using things that roll into something. For example, if you like roll a symbol, it's hard to identify like a specific point in that because it gradually gets louder. It's a lot better for us to use one specific distinct sound, like more staccato for those who are very enthused in music theory. We like to use those specific sounds because they're specific. They say here instead of
I am
maybe
very
or maybe.
sore. I had a gig yesterday. And excuse me. We left at 7 in the morning, and we didn't get back until God midnight. I'm very sore from like carrying. Admittedly, I didn't have much gear compared to my parents, but I'm just sore from carrying my drum kit and then playing because my body's shit. I really don't. I really don't. I am useless in that sense. The only stamina I have is when I'm doing long stream stamina. And even then, that's because I don't do much. Let me change my pins. I need to turn down the volume. Hello.
Have you come to yell at me?
Hello.
You can't spam one bit anymore.
I ran out.
Bowman.
Hey, kid. Hey, Tom. Hey,
How you doing?
The dealer's den got pushed back again.
I am
know,
doing as best I can say. I am tired.
I can kind of understand why, though. I mean, I'll think I have a world done, and then you test it. Oh, that's broke. Okay, let me fix that. Oh, that's broke. Oh, okay,
How
dare!
6 hours later.
Hype train go.
Took me 2 damn weeks to build a department store.
That's as far as it's gonna get.
I mean, I'm just happy to see the hype
To be
train.
fair, that's a lot quicker
That's
than it
what
would
I'm
take to
happy
build an
about.
actual department store.
True. And I benefit, I have a team.
Keep the hype train
It's
going.
not just me working on it. I don't know if I could solo a world. That's a lot of work. You gotta sculpt it,
I'm
you gotta
just
script
surprised.
it, you gotta test it.
18 people stuck around
gotta
and watched
fix it when it
ducks
fails
throughout
the
the
test.
night.
Yeah.
It's a bitch. Anyway.
But that's what you were doing, the duck idol thing?
Yeah. I'd move into that world, set up my camera, and go to bed. So my PC has been running VR chat from day one, basically.
Yeah, your PC just wants death at
Nice.
this point.
I can tell.
Mouse is saying they've done chick streams of decent turnouts. They just have like the chick cam going.
Ah, there's my flashbang hair. I missed it.
I mean, chicks are cute to watch.
Flashbang hair.
Yeah, my hair's actually it's white and it's emissive. I really, really want people to know I'm middle-aged, I guess. I don't know. Hello. Oh, Bot! Well, bye, Bot.
How long until
Well, all right then.
I'm checking the schedule.
I'll have to get a little bit more, insistent when I want to get someone's attention.
Looking for the bunny meet is in a few hours. It's at 1.
I was
One of those,
watching
I wanna
some of
make a joke, but I don't,
Legends
because I know how
thing.
terrible I guess it would be. Like, feeling socially anxious, try an SMG.
Look where a Star Wars gun.
God.
Yeah, it's just a blaster pistol. I wanted to make a sci-fi bounty hunter, because this whole thing feels like a mix between Star Wars and Borderlands.
Yeah. I like aesthetic.
And Nova Beasts have every fucking clothing option ever. It's ridiculous. It's kind of nice, too, but...
It's the Rex
Just
replacement.
be careful who you
I didn't
go
have
to
time to
for
rebuild
that
this, so I had to find new
clothing.
clothes
You
for it.
can buy clothing from Loco as well. Hooray!
And the new version of the model, because this is still the original.
Let's see...
Mouse, when Finality's
context
done,
that might be missing.
we should try that game.
Called Loco, who is a
Oh shit.
Their shit like everyone else does.
No, they've just been. This has been a person who I've known for like since I started VRChat. I literally watched them rip someone's avatar in front of my face, and they're just known for being in like the Crasher gang and making Crashers and just stealing shit and reselling it. No,
Well, it's a limited utility, but I'll do my research, and it sounds like I could at least ban them from the Furry Springs group so they don't show up in our instance or our group hosted instances. But did not know. Have not run into that person before. Most of my shit's been ripped. I'm just at this
Hello,
point used
Mango.
to it. That's what happens to your
Hello,
VRChat
Tom.
avatars.
Yeah, that's
No
probably
one
why
really-
I'm not even bothering making
Sierra's
anything
been
not
looking for
fancy
you.
on this thing.
Yeah.
And to be honest, at this point, I've never really seen anyone use my abbeys. I'm a just plain enough looking critter. No one steals my shit, so that kind of works for me. Just a black and white fluff beast. There's plenty of those.
Oh yeah.
Here in a sec, I should wander in there. There's a bunch of friends of mine sitting in the club. I need to go fucking harass. I mean, say hello to. Party! Okay, I'll stop.
5 shots in my drink over here.
Oh, we're shooting something?
Oh.
I got cheap ass Absolute vodka. I got it like $20 off.
It's 11 o'clock. I've already had moonshine. It's gonna be a great day today.
Absolute vodka. Absolute vodka.
Oh, it's like a big mechanical dog. That's cool. Ah, it's not a collision. Let's see what it looks like with everything going. Actually, I'm a bit weary of like the flashing lights because of my epilepsy.
Since 2021, actually, the guy I got introduced was by a friend named Nuvi Wintier. Are you familiar? Wow, shit, okay.
And it'll just froze.
Listen, you ain't seen nothing.
The stoners,
Speedy
they
Bowman's
gather.
back.
Oh wait, yes,
Yes,
you
the
do, Tom.
stoners gather.
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
There.
Let's go inside so my
Now,
frames
safe
can come
spot.
back.
See?
I'll
bring it out.
Are you sure your frames will be better?
I
in
have
there?
to face it this way.
I'm pretty sure
Because
your
it's trying to
frames will
load
be
everything
worse
that
in
way.
there.
Surprisingly, when I'm in the
Oh, is there a
crowd,
gap
I
in the
actually have
occlusion zone,
frames.
so you're trying to
Nobody
load
has to yell at me.
everything?
That can happen.
Oh, fuck, Cindy's here. Let's
Also,
go.
Minimize your mirror usage in there, obviously.
Some of my crew's showing up.
I don't have a mirror on.
Okay, good.
The only thing on is my camera.
I've only got the little personal mirror on.
Ooh, got my camera, that's it. I ran over Tom. Sorry, Tom. Mango, I did
The
a giant
delay,
fire,
you're
Tom.
completely behind me.
Wow.
Oh fuck.
Marks off, that goes up, marks off the very edge of the front of it. So don't walk any further than where I am on this side, and don't go further than the bar. And you're all good.
I've already fallen off the platforms twice.
Oh, we've fallen off so many times. I was making my friends concerned last night with it. Yeah, I had one friend who just kept looking. You could see the utter concern on their face. It was like, oh my god. No, I'm fine. It's okay. Probably doesn't help that every single time I'm like, oops.
Oh.
Believe in me.
What the fuck?
Uh-oh, did he fall again?
I assume Tom's got the same issue as me. It's just pitch
My
black.
stream's been pretty calm all
Can't
through
see-
plurality.
can't
I'm
see shit.
Not expecting much to happen.
Cannot see the path in the
Especially
slightest.
since, you know, being a little sore, I'm probably going to be sitting the majority of the time today. Instead of bouncing around like I was for the last 2 days, so I don't expect there to be too much fun.
Slow.
I'm fucking. Yeah, my god. The quality of plurality quality's kind of dropped with this one, I'm be real.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little?
Like, this is...
The torch doesn't even help.
More shaders like we normally have. Every other event, we've gotten cool shaders that react to the environment itself. No, instead, what do we get? We get a weird audio link that reacts to our specular layer, and that's it.
This just feels like I'm just going to a regular, like, vibe night or something. Like, this doesn't feel like a ferality.
No, it doesn't. Nothing during this has felt like a regular over-the-top virality. It just feels like kind of the VR chat normal. I've been disappointed. I've been to every one since Legends, and I am thoroughly disappointed this time.
I like the theming.
It's not too bad. Like, it's...
Oh yeah, it's not.
If you watch the sets, some of the sets have some serious effort put into the openings, but other than that, yeah, I can agree. The stage itself was so much better.
I think
The
the
sets you're
talent are
thinking,
doing an
seeing
awesome
those
job.
openings, those are the individual creators, and you can watch their
Yeah.
channels to see stuff like that. Some of them every single week, others every couple of days.
Oh, I
The
mean,
performers and guests are doing an awesome job. It's just the world and just the
Yeah.
ferality part that ferality are doing. They're not doing the best, honestly.
It was a
Oh my
different team
God,
on the
well, the one
roster.
before this.
Yeah,
That's
watching
true.
Whisper
Was it?
concert. I've
Dealer's
never
Den is still
seen.
broken. It's meant to be
Yeah.
open now, but 2 more hours.
I'm a fan of Whisper's music. I watched all their different channels. I've never heard their mic cutting out like that. Ever. And it's been doing that with all the performances. That is on Ferality's end. Something is going on.
I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but the AV switcher is based in Australia. So like the dude doing all the switching, so there might be some fucketry happening there. The stream going to Australia and then coming back.
Oh no, I found out
Yeah,
from
that could
Tao
be.
that like 2 months ago they replaced 4 members of staff. 2 months before event, people got pulled off of their projects and new staff
Yeah.
members got put on it.
That's a bit weird. Especially in like the final launch days, you know, final launch week, that's fucked up.
Yeah, the last 2 months before you launch, you're gonna do that. It's also
That's
the
like-
fact
Must have been a
that
good
every-
reason.
It's frustration. I've been finding out little tidbits from talking to people that are involved with the staff on the side. Not the staff itself, though. Mango's been spotting the staff. And it's been a lot of comments. Apparently, there's been a lot of stuff going on with the staff where people are getting replaced left and right. Other than the main faces, obviously. And they have, some of the people have stated that they wanted to be able to work on their projects. They wanted to be able to finish their projects. So it's not even that they left willingly.
Yeah, because I talked to one of the world creators before the event started, and they were kind of sad they weren't able to oversee or touch the projects to see how everything was going.
Yeah. All of these pauses that we keep getting.
Yeah, like a lot of the streams for
And
me
never
in the world
mind
keep
that-
breaking.
Yeah, and never mind that I believe you have to pay for your spot in the dealer's den. You do realize that's a consignment
yeah,
for time
yeah.
that they have not fulfilled their end of? Every single
Yeah, they
person in that
haven't
dealer's
given the
den can
time.
sue for loss of time. Right
Yeah.
now,
Also,
they have
it's-
lost
it's-
2 days. They owe the people in the dealer day half their price back.
It's changing the times and the people running the meetups as well. Like the meetups that are happening during the dealer's den, like right now in 2 hours, like they're gonna see like loss of like attendance. And also just the hype of dealer's den. Like there's gonna be people who just can't even go to the dealer's den anymore, who will never witness the
God.
advertisement.
Like Pinky, they're complaining also that they didn't have enough acts, but they took out acts. Pinky was one of the acts that they took out, and he was actually going to come in and talk about avatar creation. He's the person I lived on. Awesome guy, knows a ton of shit. They were rude to him. They mishandled account information. They mishandled his placement. He shared all the emails. It is horrible. They were rude and mean as fuck for no reason.
Especially like, I feel like there's a level of like incompetence that we can't ignore to the fact that this is a paid event and like they're dealing with money and like expectations and everything, you know? Like this isn't business. This is a serious business event, you know?
Most
This
of us
isn't like
that
a
attend
community
plurality,
run like free event.
yeah,
That's a tail of
Hello.
Ooh, this is good. What the hell?
Hello.
Jesus.
Well, my money. It's the type of music that makes me want to push my gas pedal just a little more.
For my money,
My money.
Yeah. It's like Burnout Paradise or some shit.
You'll get it whenever I buy the model.
If only I was forklift
Hey,
certified.
Draconet. Sorry, I was AFK.
If only. Oh, hello.
I think I'm gonna take this time to make some dinner and charge my controllers. Yeah.
Okay, I'll
I
see
like
you
that
after
they're
that.
actually using the secondary screens.
See you in a bit, Silas.
Good to see you. Hopefully see you in a minute.
So where we're sitting, you can't actually see the big screen that's right over there.
Yeah, I mean, I can just see it, like, at the corner of it. I'm
Yeah.
watching it through the fucking the broadcast camera. They would choose a British artist, being British themselves. Are you from British? Yes.
Value Factory's a foot. Wow.
Ever tried penguin biscuits?
This is a good fucking set.
Yeah, I fucking love penguins.
isn't it?
I have them at Woolies.
Wow. Yeah, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed. I was about to leave for videography, and I'm like, well, shit,
it
man.
feels like exactly like fucking Tip 10. Exactly.
I don't know. What do you want to
Sure,
do?
I now know 2 people who have been removed from panels and replaced.
Here comes Australia.
My left
Mango
controller.
Tip 10s, you love 'em.
Uh-oh.
1
Who's
hour.
that box? Doing
She
it
doesn't
is
like
Foxy
chocolate,
and one of
It
the
has
Brownie
degraded
staff.
further.
Oh, they took off.
White chocolate?
Yep, little
like some white chocolate.
Blackbird gold with gold highlights box.
Oh. It just fell. I'm just gonna fly.
Alright, cool. I'll see you in a bit.
Oh, Rick, this one actually put up a warning in front of the stage, warning about lights.
Oh, so you mean
There was a full warning.
complaint? They're now doing that because I pointed out that. Actually, I read to one of the devs in the morality thing. I just sent him a message. Hey, did you know by giving your
No,
DJs
I don't
full
think it
license,
shows
they're
up for all
raising
of them
it
because
to the point?
this one is the first one I saw it pop up for before
I
they
think
started.
Valerie specifically put it into their set, the warning.
Look at stations seeing nothing.
Yeah, they're being
Crazy
really
choice of
mellow
song.
about it, but they're yeah.
Meh.
Oh my
What
God.
the hell?
Morality is
Welcome
just
back.
fucked right now.
Meh.
This set is so fucking
Boy.
crazy. What the fuck is
How
happening?
dare you that you stayed up
Like
for this?
each track blends in so cleanly.
Oh my god, yeah, I'm like, this is like a weird, like, pop country, but it kind of fits.
It's just broke for me. The whole stream just died. In the world.
Oh.
Oh my god, Miat's fucking computer crashed while he was trying to get in.
Oh.
I mean, like, oh my god, if I was on the staff,
Oh god,
you know
it's so
what I
hard
would
to
have
get up
done for
here.
this area?
Yeah,
Considering
the
the
lighting
theme and
is no
everything
one's
else,
friend.
make it like Burning Man.
Oh, it's using light.
This
They
concert
have
should
somewhere
have
to
been
light.
outside in the middle of a fucking desert with screens all over the place and neon. That would
Should've
have
on a salt
matched the
flat.
theme and been a lot
Oh,
better.
you're right. That would have been so cool.
This thing's
I
underground.
think somebody's very much enjoying the music.
Did y'all know that the Eclipse is getting
They're like,
this,
I really like
Did you know the
Valley,
Eclipse
but
is
like,
happening?
they're playing like half my favorite artists
You know
already.
the two objects in the sky.
Oh yeah,
Like in the
blow up and now there's shit
I
happening.
didn't even know Valley was a DJ.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. When are they supposed to actually line up?
Battles over bags.
Probably around the fireworks.
I think it's.
I don't really give a shit about watching fireworks, especially if
Probably
it's
the last
fireworks
day.
or something. You can see in multiple VR chat worlds. That was the laziest choice they could have made.
Yeah.
Oh, with all the vehicles around, there should have been a racetrack.
But this is the last that I saw last night before I went to bed, and we were like, the visuals on this are so high effort.
Or, you know, make a big desert environment where you can ride around on the bikes and explore.
That's what I'm saying. There
Oh
should
my
there
God,
should have been like
yes.
a racetrack thing with all the vehicles.
Yeah.
And
Valley's
shit.
actually using the side screens instead of just having the default Rex dancing clips.
Did you just notice the screen up there?
No, I'm saying it in terms of effort. Like they're the first fucking DJ I've seen to do that.
It's like Burning
I've seen
Man,
several do it.
except you're out
They're
in the
just
desert
haven't
and
been
everybody is
good.
in fucking fursuits.
They must be
That
very
is
hot.
what they should have used as a fucking inspiration for this shit.
They must be hot and sweaty in those suits.
That sounds funny.
A lot of people run around with just heads and paws.
Mini partials.
Yep, a lot of partials. It's out in the middle of the desert. You'll see people with just their swimsuit bottoms on, just the paws and the hands and a tail and a head, running around acting like.
Warning, if you go to Burning Man, there is a good chance you'll see some old folks' genitalia.
Yes, yes, at Burning Man. Burning Man is dangerous.
My mom went to it. She's been trying to get it towards where me and her can go. She released my grandfather's ashes at Burning
Everybody
Man.
should go at least once.
Oh.
Oh god. Not
She
my
had a
kind
very
of scene.
important reason to go to Burning Man because that's where my grandfather wanted his ashes.
Wow.
That's fair.
Oh, that's sweet.
So the ashes got put inside of the dome, one of the
Just
structures that
remember
are
when you
made and
go,
burned.
Don't smoke any funny weed. If it is not weed you brought yourself, do not trust it.
I am only smoking my vape.
Yeah, don't smoke anything handed to you.
Yeah.
Don't drink anything anybody hands to you. Because the majority of them are high off of shit and they want to get everybody else high at the same time. And they will dose everything. It's not because they're trying
And
to
it's
hurt you.
and it's high as fuck
Surprisingly.
strength as well, because they're used to that.
Yeah. Yeah, surprisingly,
It's like,
nobody's
oh,
trying to hurt
oh,
anybody else
these
at those
people are
events.
new? Let's give them something good. Oh, they're fucked.
Yeah. If you can bring a sober friend with, I do recommend it. Kind of like going to a convention with a handler.
Yeah. Shit.
What? Cat fighting, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Battery.
Oh.
Ah.
That'll do it.
So focused on just hanging out and everything, I didn't even think to check it.
Burning Man and everything.
They have a fucking toasted or dragon? What
Just
the
whenever
hell?
you trip balls with them. That's all Birdie Man
Oh,
is.
hi,
Bunch of
Sans.
stoners trying to get other people's stuff.
It's kind of random.
Bro.
The whole video there is still
Transition though, that
definitely.
was.
I mean, there's never a bad time for us to mess with Vania.
There's definitely one hell of transition right there.
Dude, this is literally just
Never heard this
the
guy
best
before,
set
but I
I've
like
seen
his
here so
style.
far.
Apparently, like,
Now,
most
is
of
this
his
something
sets
I
that
can
he's
just listen
done,
to on
like, in
Spotify?
Plurality have been pretty good.
Yeah, I've
puts
added
way
a
too much
couple of
effort
like
into
cell
the
dweller and
visuals.
and tracks like this to your fucking to your Spotify list.
He also makes me
I want this
golden.
specific thing right here.
Okay.
Those are cool.
Just add their entire set to my list.
This is like UK techno kind of
makes you
style
quite
is what I would
colorful.
describe this.
Yeah, I have the zone set up on this
I
one. so,
like this kind of music
depending
a
on
lot.
the DJ, they choose the
Yeah,
colors.
no, this is very much like the UK house and techno scene.
Yeah, if you like stuff like this, Mango,
Nah, yo,
make
it's
friends
green.
with Rowan, and when you see him on in a dance world,
I'm
go
green
visit
now.
them. Just don't go seeking them out, because they're probably in a
Why do I
bathroom
need
getting
a-
fucked.
Every time I drink, I need a piece so bad.
Mango,
Fuck
it
up.
reminds me.
But they tend to do it at really good concerts. So it's worth it to, follow along. Just don't go looking for them in the back room. They'll come out after they're done fucking people.
That reminds me, Mango. Roman was on earlier and you missed him.
I think
Roman was on earlier. You missed him. The one with the 2D avatar that was incredibly high effort. He was funny as hell.
He came and joined me in one of the worlds. I'm friends with him. I
Yeah,
join in
same
with him
here.
every once
I
in a
get
while.
concerned about the people I know.
Every time I'm in my Fen Nardo, he just gets out the ring and says, "You want to marry me?" Oh. I've seen him do it one
Rowan's
where he
worst
falls
thing
down
he'll
the
do is
steps.
he'll be like,
It's funny.
"You mind if I do
Yes.
a line of coke off your stomach?" And it's like, I don't fucking care. It's a VR. That's the worst he'll do. If he sees that you're leaned back, he'll ask if he can do a line of coke off you. And if you say no, he won't ask again. He won't bother you.
Who's that?
Rowan. You hear him join in on voice chat every so often when I'm chatting in my channel. He's the one who comes in with the really thick Scottish burr that I keep making him say shit because I know he can't say it.
Oh.
That's who. That's the one to make friends with if you really want to find the good concerts because he knows all of them. He is so deep in that community, it's crazy.
Forgot about the timer.
I've seen Rowan some of his events and stuff like that.
I need to add
He invites
something
me in,
to
or I come and chill in the public worlds with him.
Murder myself real quick.
If you
I
put
barely
Gogo
see
Loco
anybody
on it,
using
you can
whatever
just
like
whoop, whoop,
floating
whoop,
like
up and down with your
hologram thing
height,
they use
even
in
when
the
you're on
front
PC.
there.
It makes it real easy.
Oh, I know.
The problem with that is
You
Google
don't have
Loco
any
doesn't let
normal
me
lights
install
in
my actors.
the club area to highlight the normal or the club effects.
Have
but
you
at
tried
the
it
same
with the
time, that
latest
means nobody
version
is
of it? It's at
visible.
1.8.3 now. The older versions did have a lot of troubles with the Evolis.
It's
I know you
more
like
of a
to focus
problem with
on-
Fierce Fury than it is with Google Loco.
Ah. I know Fury has had an update too. If you can, go through Creator Companion and use the Fury through there, because it keeps auto updating. Because that's one of the problems is Fury
Okay,
has
let
so
me
many
see if
fucking
there's an
updates.
update.
Yeah. Fury is unfortunately really bad with the number of updates. Updates are good until it gets to the point where it's overloading everybody.
It's like I've been working on this project for a week and now I have to redo all of this and this and this because of an update.
1.942.0.
Yeah, I think VR chat's becoming a little bit too dependent on Fury, but it's easier for some people, and because of that, we just gotta accept it and learn to live with it. For now. Until the next thing comes along that everybody obsesses with and starts dragging into it, and then Fury will probably be forgotten about. And all of us that actually know how to add the things manually, we will be appreciated again!
VRC Fury is an installation assistant that breaks more stuff than it helps with.
Oh, I know. I know. You ain't the only one preaching that. BRC Fury, unfortunately, is not able to take into an account, like, differences in names on the skeletons and stuff like that. And it's...
As far as I can tell, it's the only
It
way
is also
to get SPS, though.
Yes, it is, which is
so
why
if I
this...
want a fancy sword that
Which is very important.
magnetizes toward its sheath, I need to actually install components that potentially crashes Unity.
Yes, that's what I use SPS for too.
With no reason
Magnetizing
given.
swords to sheaths and nothing else.
It is a cool effect. I know what it's used for, but it's fun to misuse stuff.
And that was Drew. What's Drew yelling at me for?
You know, it'd be nice if they added to VRC Fury, though. An install here button, so I don't have to launch my project just to put something on.
I think if VRC Fury is going to be there, one thing that needs to be done, I think this needs to be done on the creator side of things, is we need to stop automatically assuming where people want the menus.
Say cheese.
I know, right?
Yeah.
The menu.
You mean like how
can
my
always
menus are just
be-
in random spots?
Yeah.
Like, you know how many times I've been
It's
asked,
much
can you
better.
put Go Loco on, but put the menu here instead?
Yeah. The
You
main
can edit the
menus,
prefab
I'm
and just
sorry,
change the menu
menus
with
are
the
buttons.
Alright,
You
goodbye.
take care, you two. Bye.
It has a chance of breaking when you do that, when it's
There
with
are
Go Go
already
Loco, though.
8 things on the main menu. You need to go to page 3 to find Go Loco.
Yeah. But if people left the menu as a separate one, it would be so much easier because you can just literally add a sub menu. That is where I want it. And it could still work with the Go Go Loco
Even
because
leaving
the
it
sub
as
menu
is,
isn't
if you
as
just
dependent.
added a slight separate configuration to put the menu here without having to know the exact path name of the menu.
Yeah.
Format tags included.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think the menu should be separate so that people can put the menus where they want to put them, because that also is the biggest complaint I hear from everybody that ends up using them. Is their menus look like shit because of Go Go Loco automatically assigning menus to different areas when they're trying to adjust them.
There's
So
me
if you
at.
leave the menus off as separate so that people can put them on their own and decide where they go and just, you know, okay, I want this one in here, let's put this sub menu there. There'd be a lot more people happy with it and a lot more people willing to use it without griping.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the stuff, it is on the side of us that put out stuff, and I haven't put out anything with a Go Go Loco component yet because I just haven't been bothered enough to look into it. But I also keep my stuff cheaper
Wouldn't
because
even
of
be
it.
that hard to make a menu explorer. The main
know.
menu has references to all submenus. Each have references to their submenus.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally just path traversal.
I know.
Hi,
I'm
Volman.
still on the old school mindset though, and I think it's one mindset I'll never drop. That I think it's better if people are installing things the older fashioned way